Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? My name is Darlene. I'm with Featherweight Doctor here in Ponderay, Idaho, North Idaho, about an hour from the Canadian border. So we're pretty north. This is my Monday night show. I am going to be discussing. I call it Ask the Doctor. We're going to be discussing some quilting techniques tonight and some historical information on these little beauties. I have one of my favorite sewing machines joining me tonight. Her name is Morticia. She is a 1941 factory blackside. And yeah, we're going to be having a good time tonight. So I'm going to say hi to some friends out on Facebook and YouTube land, and then we're going to get going. So let me pull up my feeds. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Mine was not nearly long enough. This 6 days a week thing is pretty difficult to keep your house clean and all the things. So that was how I spent my weekend, was doing some deep cleaning. No one be jealous. But it was good to get that done. I got the upstairs done anyway. I don't have a big house, but I only got one floor done. Let's see. And then that was pretty much all I did. We had some brunch, lunch / dinner with some friends, and that was literally my weekend. So I am just pulling up my feeds here. I did not see you guys on Friday. I had a little something come up and I needed to go deal with it. And so Ray was a trooper and did the show for me. So that was sweet. All right, I'm going to start out on YouTube land. Sunny's on from Georgia. Christine is on and Julie Campbell's on. Hi, friends. Patty is on also. She says, good afternoon, ? Yes, it's been a good afternoon. I hope yours has been good too, Patty. Let's see, we've got Lisa and Shan on from Phoenix. Hi, girls. They were at a quilting retreat. I hope you guys had a fantastic time. Odie's on, Debbie's on from Kentucky. Let's see, Pauline's on from Texas. Marsha's on from Indiana. Kathy is on from East Texas. Bernadette's on from Canada. Hello, dear. Sadie Reese is on from freezing. She says she's freezing in New Hampshire. Is it really that cold there already? That's not good. Kim's on from Manitoba. Hi, Mel. She says, hi, Morticia, and to you, Darlene. Judy's on from Michigan. Kathy's on. Hi, all. Bonnie's on from Illinois. Christine is on. Julia's on from Texas. Nancy's on from Lake Stevens. Beth is on. She says, hello, all. Beautiful day in Minnesota with the fall color starting to pop. Got my windows washed today between sewing and baking bread. Way to go, girl. That sounds like a big to-do list for me. And Kim Warren's on. Let's see. Denise is on YouTube. Missy's on from Cannon Beach, south of Cannon Beach. Angela's on from Sunny Cal. Polly's on from UK. And Megan Swan is on from Oregon. Hello, hello. All right. Well, tonight we've got some fun stuff afoot. I had a question come in over the weekend on our contact form on our website. Someone asking about factories and how she knew where her machine was born. And I've got some information for you guys on that. Hello, Karen. And Pam is on from Maine. Hello, hello. Elizabeth is on from Alabama. Thanks for joining us. All right. So Sheila's question specifically was, she had posted her serial number and had gone out and found that the year she was born was 1947. Hello, Linda and Franny. Thanks for tuning in. And she wanted to know how to be able to tell where her machine was born. And Singer is always ahead of its time in these days, but in particular with being able to not only date when your featherweight was born, but also in which factory it was born. So I thought you guys, a crinkle for 3,900. That's pretty darn good. Oh, who's on? Oh, Jade McDonald. Hi, Jade. Like, who's on from Sandpoint, Idaho? My latest student is on. She said, hello, everybody. So there were actually 3 factories that produced featherweights back in the day. There was one here in the U.S. in Elizabethport, New Jersey, one in Kilbowie, Scotland, or the Great Britain plant, and one in St. John's Bay, Canada. Oh, Odie. It's Odie. She doesn't live in Oregon. She's visiting the coast, it sounds like, for the week. Hi, Melanie, formerly of Georgia. How you doing? I think you're in Mississippi now, aren't you? I think you moved to Mississippi. Anywho, so the Singer was very smart with the serial numbers. The serial numbers for the featherweights are always on the bottom of the featherweight. They start with the letters A, E, or N. Is that right? Why am I... Andy? Ray? I think I'm drawing a blank. That doesn't happen very often. Let's see. Oh, good. Peggy Morrison. Ray did a good job. She did a good job. Oh, Alabama, not Mississippi. Sorry, Melanie. Anyway, so if your serial number starts with the letter A, it means it's a U.S. made machine. E, a U.K. machine. And I think it's... Why am I drawing a blank? N? Is it N for Canada? I'm so sorry. I'm totally drawing a blank. That's very unlike me. Anyway, if it's an A or an E, it's either the United States or Great Britain. And I think it is an N if it's Canada. So that is a very easy way to tell which factory your machine came out of. And just another little tidbit. I know I've mentioned this before, but just because, let's say you go look up your date of your serial number and it tells you it was born in the U.S., it was produced on October 23rd, 1947, or whatever the year or date is. That wasn't the physical date that the machine was actually born, for lack of a better term. It just is the day that they issued the next lot of serial numbers as the machines rolled. Oh, J. Thank you, Mary. I knew N did not seem right. If your serial number starts with the letter J, it's from Canada. Thank you, Mary. Good Lord. Maybe I'm more tired than I think. Thanks, guys. Anyway, so that isn't necessarily the day that it was born. It was just the day that the next lot of serial numbers were released. And then as they rolled off the assembly line, they were punched or stamped with a number. So typically, it was usually over the course of the next couple months that the machine would have actually rolled off of the factory line, not necessarily on the date. So one of the things I have been working on for the... Oh, you can't hear me on Facebook. Go ahead and refresh, Jen. Polly says that her brain doesn't work on Mondays either. Thanks. Thought I got plenty of sleep last night. So we have a Panhandle craft crawl coming up here in the next couple weeks. It's going to be early December for those of you local to North Idaho. It's going to run all day on a Saturday, December 3rd, and there's 4 participating yarn/fabric/quilting shops. And if you come in and watch a demo, you will then get a stamp in your passport. And when you've been to all 4 locations in that day, you are entered into a grand prize worth over $300. So I wanted to do a new pattern to have on hand for the show, and I was going to be bringing in another designer's work, and Reagan's like, why don't you just design something? And I'm like, this is why you are paid the big bucks, girl. So here is one of my new patterns. This is just one of the pillow toppers. I'm doing 2 18-inch blocks, both pillow toppers, and then if you do 4 of one and 5 of the other, it makes another big wall hanging. But here is my pillow topper. So this is supposed to look like Schweitzer Mountain. And what I thought I would do is, if you can see this detail up here, it kind of looks like checkerboards. If the camera can show that. I was going to show you guys how I do this on my featherweight. Yes, everybody has, Florida has reported in. Everybody weathered the storm well, as far as I know. Okay. So I'm going to go to my 2 camera. Okay. So this is Morticia. She is my buddy. And what I'm going to do is show you first how I mark it out. Oh, you guys can't see that really well. Can you see it here better? So you can see I've drawn a grid on just a sample piece of paper. And I have also pre-tensioned my machine to make sure that all my stitches are in order. I have put on my darning foot here. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't grab my thread. And I'm using black thread. And what I'm going to do on this pillow topper, or this little sample real quick so I can show you guys how I make that checkerboard pattern, is I'm going to mark out, let me tip my camera down. I'm going to X out every other, where I have the X's is where I am not stitching. Because trust me, I need a guide. I need a guide. Okay, and so then I'm going to come over here, and I'm not stitching in the boxes that I put the X in. And then what I'm going to do is kind of a water technique where I'm going to stitch back and forth. I'm going to use black thread so you guys can see what I'm doing really easily. And I'll show you as I get underway what I'm doing. Okay, press your foot down. Press your foot down. All right, so I'm going to just... And I forgot my painter's tape, so I'm fighting the machine a little bit. I'll show you guys in a second. Not yet. Would you get me the blue painter's tape? Should be right by the cash register, please. Thank you. It's on the receipt thing. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm going to finish this first row. Oh! Thank you. Hi, Don Williams. All right, hold on. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, but I forgot to put painter's tape over my feed dog, so it feels like it's fighting me a little bit. So what I'm doing here is I'm weaving in my drawn diamonds here. And then what you do is after you take I use my friction pen. I love my friction pens. I'm going to use my iron and I'm going to erase these lines. And what you're going to be left with is diamonds, a diamond pattern in your fabric. So let me just put my tape on here so I don't feel like I'm fighting the machine. When you're working in a tighter space and kind of doing a tight pattern like this, it doesn't, the fighting with the feed dogs is a little, it doesn't make your lines look as smooth as they could look. So, okay, so let's try this again. Okay. I like to bring my bobbin thread up on the top of the fabric. Yeah, that's better. There's something very relaxing, I think is the word I'm looking for, about quilting on the Featherweight. I think what it is it doesn't get away from you because it's not like modern machine fast. It just moves at this beautiful little pace. Now notice in these diamonds I am filling the whole space. I'm going edge to edge, line to line. If you don't do that, it looks a little bit like a train wreck at the end of You have to make sure you go all the way from edge to edge. Okay, so I'm going to travel over here to my next set of diamonds. Now, another little tidbit for you is some people move better side to side on these little lines. I definitely move better um, left to right, or back and forth like this, back and forth as opposed to side to side. So if you're trying to recreate this pattern and you're not getting the linear lines that you're looking for, try rotating the project 45 degrees. What I love about this particular pattern is it looks really complicated, and it is really not complicated. But it's always impressive. Another little notion that kind of helps a little bit is the Supreme slider, because not only does it help cover the feed dogs on the featherweight, but it also takes away the friction or the resistance in the bed of the machine. Okay. All right, one last little row here. Okay, you guys can kind of see the idea. And then on the back, I have my little thread, but you can see how cool it starts looking like these diamonds once your lines are gone. And it kind of creates like a cool, Franny just called me Leadfoot. Not the first time I've been accused of that. So, yeah, it just creates this really cute little technique. All right. So I could just do that all night. It's very just calming to me. I can't really describe it. So anyway, I thought you guys, I know that people around here anyway are starting to work on Christmas presents and that kind of thing. And so I thought I would show the technique on the featherweight on how to create these little diamonds. So there you go. So that was what I had for you tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'll be back on Wednesday for Work in Progress Wednesday. I already have gotten one gal's work. So if you would like to participate, what we do is you can email in or message or direct message in your pictures to me, and then we will celebrate as a community your accomplishments for the week. Morticia sounds so happy. Morticia is one of my quietest featherweights I've ever had the honor of working on, never mind owning. She puts people to shame, actually. She's quite the good little gal here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all your nice comments. I really appreciate you tuning in each week as we continue to kind of build up our quilting and our featherweight skills. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. I will be back here on, Kathy, AJ means that your machine was born in the US. But I would need to have the next bit of serial number in order to determine your actual year. If you message me your whole serial number, which is 2 letters and then 6 numbers, I can look it up for you. So there you go. AJ went over the course of several years, so I can't be specific unless I have all of the numbers. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back on Wednesday, 4 o'clock Pacific, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Really appreciate you hanging out with me. We'll see.